car meditations, car meditations. Risk often, fail often. Advocate for self. Those are things I've told my kids since they were little, because you raise them to, you instill so much in them, and you raise them to go this way, go that way, choose this, choose that. And as much as you know as an adult, getting caught up in the rat race and the cookie cutter concept of life doesn't make you feel good. Even if you getting good means, it still doesn't make you feel good. You know why? Because you gave up something that you probably really wanted to do when you were younger, or you gave up something that you really wanted to do for the sake of your parents, or you giving up something every day that you really want to do because you're scared. So I would always tell my kids, one day you're going to have to advocate for yourself against me and your mothers. For yourself. We may not like it. We may think it's crazy. I may want you to be, well, not me, but your mom may want you to be an engineer or something like that, or go to school and get a good job. And, and you may come home and say, man, I want to surf and tour the world, Dad. And I'm like, how you gonna eat, man? How you gonna do this? How you gonna do? I may think rationally and logical as a father, because I love you and I want you to be safe. But at the end of the day, I'm the kind of dad, I've taken risks my whole life. So who am I to tell you that your journey can't be your journey, and that you can't walk that path that you meant to walk, and that you can't find yourself and be great and be a better individual for you? Who am I to tell you that you can't get to the goal that I've achieved, that you can't walk the walk I've walked your way? Who am I to tell you that? My job is to love you and support you. So if you want to surf and travel the world, if you want to hike and rock climb, if you want to be a musician, if you want to do it, it's like my job as a parent is to love and support you. Because no matter what we think, parents, adults, uncles, aunties, grandparents who may be taking care of your, kids, they have their dreams too. We can't tell them to dream and dare and be great and all this stuff and then put them in a box. That's mean. That's harsh. And then for us to be adults and we've lived that life and know that the meaning when you get further down the line ain't as meaningful as the person who told you to do the same thing, and then we still want to put them in that same kind of box. So shout out to the future. Shout out to the kids, because the days of them working them 30-year jobs and 40-year jobs and retiring, that shit's dying. That shit's dead. You guys keep trying to change the world. Stay innovative. Take initiative. Advocate for yourself. Risk often. Fail often, because that's the only way you're going to learn. You got to wake up every day and tell yourself you're a winner, even if you're not winning, because you are winning. Because even if you feel like you're failing or you're losing, you're still learning the lessons of what not to do, what way not to go, how not to build. Stay building like Legos. Stay building. But risk often. Fail often. That's where the power comes from. If you've played sports before, you could have an awesome championship game, and you could go out there hungry, thirsty to taste the other team's blood and sweat. You want to, and you feel you got it. But sometimes you got to fall back because you need to see the field. You need to see the court. You need to see. And sometimes, even though that scoreboard may show that you lost, you may learn the valuable lesson of who's the best on the opposition, who you got to watch. Quick story. I always got my stories. I used to run cross country, and I was pretty fast. I kept a second, third place, rain or whatever. But it was this one school we used to always run against, and it was this dude named Frankie. And man, this dude, I couldn't figure out how this dude was faster than me. I was just like, man, this dude, because, cross country, you run around like damn near the whole city sometimes. That's a joke. But you run around these big old parks and everything, and it's like nonstop. So when we got up against this guy again, I said, man, you know what I need to do? I need to watch this dude. It's like, because he always taking first. I said, I need to watch this dude. And it made me change up my method. I would always start out the gate, running. And I watched this guy. He started out the gate kicking, but then when he gets to like midpoint, he's slowing back. He pulling back. And he didn't care who was in front of him. But he kept a good pace to where it'd only be like 2 or 3 people in front of him, to where ever so often he would kick up to let them know that, yeah, I'm here. I'm right here. I'm right here. So no matter how fast y'all think y'all going, I'm right here. I'm staying in the 3rd and the 4th. Sometimes he would drop back to the 5th, but he keep his sights on the people. So I watched him. And one day I said, you know what? One race I said, man, I'm gonna keep up with him. I'm gonna keep up with him the whole time. And I never told my family, but at those times when I was running, I would always have chest pains. That's another story for another time. But I'm keeping up with him. He dropping back to 3rd. I'm keeping up with him. He dropping back to 4th. And then I told him. I remember literally telling him. It's like 6th or 7th grade. I'm literally telling this kid, like, man, I got you. I was like, I got you. I was confident. It's like, I got you. As soon as we got to that last leg, I saw him. He started inching up. And he wasn't showing because he ran with a funny pace. And he ran with this funny pace. And it would look like he was tired. He would play that look like he was tired. I don't know if somebody taught him that. Maybe that was just his concept of running. But he run, and he looked dead tired. And then, before you know it, he gone. And so, I remember running next to him. I think he was like 3rd, and I'm 4th. And I was like, I got you. We got to that last end of the leg. Man, I kicked as hard as I could. Pow, 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 pow. Man, do you know this dude still took first on me, and I took 2nd. He still took first on me, and I heard him huffing and breathing hard. He still took first. What he did was he let me kick and burn myself out till I got to a certain point, and then he shot past me. And we were literally like this on some, some Usain Bolt and the guy right there. I was like right there to the point where I remember them calling back and was saying like, who saw, they had all the coaches at the end or whatever, and the judge, they was like, who saw, because we can't tell. And then I knew then, I was like, man, I learned that he saved all of it. He watched everybody to the last peaking minute. He played it so close. He didn't save nothing. He didn't save nothing. That visual, he didn't save none of it. He just knew that if I stay right here in the pocket, close to the 2nd and the 3rd, or the 3rd and the 4th, they gonna think they got me. And right here, when they at that point where they think where they supposed to kick, he's like, I'm gonna kick last on some Vin Diesel Fast and Furious type shit back then. I mean, he just went past me. And I was like, man, Frankie. And I remember I couldn't do nothing but I remember we were like high-fiving or whatever. We kids, we oppositions on different teams, but we like high-fiving everything. And I was just like, man. But it made me go back and study. It made me go back, and study and research and look at it again, like, okay. And I literally remember going to the park and putting down like rocks, and was like, he started going to that same park that we ran at, like, this was the rock, this is where he kicked it. So I need to, save my gas, so it's like, man, risk, fail, advocate for yourself, kids. Don't be scared. If you find something passionate that you believe in, go for it. Ask your parents to support you. If they don't, hey, show and prove. Fight for your life.